Hey, my name is Luke Delaney, and I know for a fact that almost everybody that I know personally, and that even you, has been affected by someone with cancer, either personally or through a friend or family. So, what if they had had something to make their ride a little easier? What if they could have cut back on the nauseousness a little bit? What if they could even stop it? Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want that for them? So that's why I want to talk about legalization of marijuana. So we should be educated as a people. Yes, this is a hot topic, but we should know. We should all know about the pros and the cons of marijuana. More pros than there are cons, actually. But so today I want to talk to you about two different things. How legalization of marijuana can lower crime and boost our economy, and also how legalization of marijuana actually doesn't affect anybody through their health. Actually, it can actually make a lot of people's lives easier. So by legalizing marijuana, we cut down on 40% of all drug-related arrests. That's 750,000 arrests made each year that could be put away. We wouldn't ever have to worry about them. And those 750,000, those are kids. Those are young adults. Those are even adults, full-grown adults, being arrested for tiny bits of marijuana. The large majority of the 40% of drug-related charges, which are the marijuana charges, are all less. They're all tiny bits of marijuana. They aren't these huge drug deals. You don't see those. And when you do, the media blows out of control and you see this helicopter flying over 20 acres of marijuana plants all over. That's a tiny, tiny percentage. It's not that. So these people, they go on with their lives and they're stuck with a drug charge. And when a employer sees a drug charge, they don't think, oh, it was just a little bit of marijuana. No, they think cocaine, heroin, all these really bad things. Yet it's not. It's not going to do anything to you. And so, actually, the government could even benefit from legalizing marijuana. They could make the farmers get licenses, have to pay to get the license, and then pay tax on the weed. And then they could even tax the buyer. People would pay it. They wouldn't care what it was. Just think of the sales tax that we have right now. Everybody still buys sales tax, even though in the state of Louisiana it's like 10%. You know? So why isn't the government not doing that? Well, they don't have their hands in that basket right now. You know, a lot of these senators, representatives, they're all doctors or friends with doctors. Legalizing marijuana would put those drug companies out of money. But that's another topic for another day. So marijuana actually can never be overdosed. There's not been a single case of an overdose of marijuana. They did studies on it, and they had a lot of fun with it. But nobody ever overdosed. No one ever got harmed. No one was ever hurt. It didn't cause any prolonged side effects. They've been studying marijuana effects since the 60s. I mean, if it hasn't hurt somebody after this long, it's not going to hurt anybody. If somebody had been smoking it since the 60s, some cigarettes, they would have lung cancer, no teeth, and they'd probably be dead or breathing out of a little tiny hole in their neck. So, and then there's these cases like an epileptic person, people who smoke marijuana or even use the cannabis oil. They actually benefit from that. This actually stops their seizures. There's cases of little 5-year-old children who have seizures every day of their lives. Start taking cannabis oil, it's all gone. They never have a seizure again. There are tons of people who can benefit from that. People with sleeping disorder, chronic stress disorder, anxiety, anorexia, epilepsy. I already said it, but there's tons. Anybody with a mental illness could benefit from it. What it does is it makes the brain calm down and it stops those neurons from bouncing in places they don't need to be bouncing. So I say this, and it's probably been said 1,000 times over, and probably will be said 1,000 more times over, but weed should be legal. I mean, the government lets us smoke cigarettes, lets us to go down to the bar and drink a whole lot of beer and actually do harm to ourselves and actually have a chance to get in a vehicle and go actually kill people. People die all the time from alcohol overdose and from getting in cars and driving and drunk driving. So that's why I believe that marijuana should be illegal. Thank you.